we are into Azure SQL DBA. Regularly, DBA means database doctor, right? Tuning, troubleshooting, health checks, maintenance, dashboarding, reporting, health check reports, monitoring reports, audits, ensuring the health of the database is green. Then what is Azure? Azure DBA, the remote doctors on site. Let's understand now what we do as a DBA, what we are going to learn in our carefully planned, cautiously planned classes with nice practice orientation Azure DBA. This is Sai Fanendra from SQL School. I assure you my complete practice orientation. You'll see my love towards the database administration. In fact, my first job at Microsoft back in the 2005, BGIT team. Now the project is named as BGCOE. At that time, 2005, I'm talking about it's BGIT, Business Group IT. Later, they modified it to Business Group Center of Excellence, our project. And I joined there as an L1 DBA. Usually freshers, starters, fresh BTech graduates means L1, obviously. Then into SME, then L2, then PM, problem management, then silently resigned there and shifted to a different company. Package is important, right? Yes, database administration, nice career option, beautiful activities we are going to learn. And in our classes, literally, we should think we are doctoring and nursing the databases for the benefit of our clients. Okay, let's get started now. Let's understand slowly what we are going to do as a database administrator. And these are the sample invoices that we have been working with all these years as a trainer from my end. And what we do here as a database administrator, this particular nice planned course, full course, practice orientation. And once again, you involve more, we learn more. Meaning, there would be assignments at every level. You try to work on them. You come back with your points. I need to furnish them if required and do what all is possible from my end to make those points more and more meaningful, helpful for our job desk. This particular course, DBA, is useful for, of course, SQL database administrators as well as ETL admins, extract, transform, load, data engineering with administration skill set. What's the difference? Regular SQL database administrator is mainly for OLTP databases. ETL admin is mainly towards warehouse, data warehouse like SQL pool, Apache Spark pool, serverless pools, Spark databases. We say big data, Spark and big data activities. So our course will be useful for 8 and 9, and we are into the complete, this is the catalog from our school, and I am the only one here to take care of all these classes, all these courses. We are into box number 1, 9, 10 for starter profile, 1, 9, 10. This particular introduction class for next 20 to 25 minutes is exclusively for box number 10. So the prerequisites 1 and 9. What are these? 1 and 9. Yes, to step into Azure Database Administration, the prerequisites, simple and straight, What we do if a database is down? What we do if a server is down? What we do if few columns and rows are missing from a table? Yes, the junior doctorship, get it straight, so that we can get into the super surgeon, super senior surgeons, Azure DBA. I repeat again, make sure you revise before we step into the Azure part, Azure DBA, our actual course content. Make sure you learn and or revise 1 and 9 completely. What do I mean? Go to our website, sqlschool.com. You have nice lengthy curriculum there, line by line. Practice it carefully, completely. And here is a checklist before we actually step into our introduction towards what is Azure. Here is our checklist. Yes, make sure you revise installations, installation issues. Make sure you revise the concepts pertaining to database creations with files and file groups, tables, and constraints, keys, schemas, temporary tables, import, exports, architectures, detailed architectures like file groups, pages, IAM, etc. And how it works for backups, different types of backups, restores, jobs, maintenance plans, database mail, alert notifications, security concepts, tuning. Focus more on the optimizations. Let me tell you the secret. As long as the database is optimized, maintained and managed on a day-to-day, weekly, monthly checklist plans, then we are safe. Let me tell you, as long as the health checks are carefully put, the need for recovery process, the need for repairs, need for troubleshooting would be obviously very, very less. Happy weekends. We are DBAs, right? I mean it. So revise all these core DBA activities so that we can step into Azure from scratch. Someone is very new, start from box 1. 6 weeks journey on all these items, initial items, then 3 to 4 weeks journey on these down items until always on. Though it is colored separately, just to highlight, it's very important part of our Azure DBA classes. Now, with this introduction, let's understand more about our actual classes. Let's understand more about what we do as a Azure DBA, and more importantly, what we need to learn for our day-to-day job work as well as for certification DP300 from Microsoft. One and only one Azure Administration certification. Let's get started with what is Azure Database Administration. Before that, what is Azure? Let's start from there. And prior to that, what is cloud? A virtual environment. I'll make sure the notes is available for your access. Let's stay tuned. Let's observe carefully. Cloud, a virtual environment to store, to host any type of data or applications. I still remember 2005, I think, yeah, February, I got selected in campus interview, JNTU Hyderabad, JNT University Hyderabad campus from Microsoft. And my father gifted, I think, the month of March, My father gifted me one mobile, Nokia 1100 Moonlight. If anyone like me, 40 plus or 30 plus, you might have known Nokia 1100 Moonlight. At that time, no Wi-Fi, nothing. We used to have something called GPRS. Nokia. No iPhone at that time. No WhatsApp. YouTube used to be there for comedy movies, during our night shifts. Let me tell you openly, okay? Really, YouTube used to be used for that purpose. Comedy skits and all, comedy movies. Now, I lost my mobile. Naturally. So precious. One day, it just, fell out of my shirt, my shirts. I just put it in my top pocket and just fell down, and all my contacts were gone. I used to have few contacts of my few, lecturers and my father's real estate office. He used to have landline at that time. All the contacts were gone. But today, it's not like that, right? Even though myself or my relative, my friend, someone lost their mobile, next minute they order a new mobile, EMI options or whatever, they get a new device and log into iCloud or Samsung Cloud and get all the contacts back. That is the power of cloud. I mean, zero data loss. In olden days, I mean, whatever on-premise databases we have are device based. Just like our old Nokia 1100, practically speaking. What if something goes bad at my disk? What if something goes bad at my drive? Or some malicious software attack? A simple sorry to the customer, which is not at all acceptable. Right? So there comes the power of cloud. The power of cloud, data guaranteed, data security guaranteed, data access guaranteed. That's the main beauty here. With this information, now let's go slowly into benefits of cloud. No physical infrastructure. I lost my mobile recently, still I'm able to recover back my old contacts. Contacts are more important than anything else now, because contacts can bring you money and time. Here it is, no physical infrastructure is involved, hence low maintenance overhead. No additional physical network or storage dependencies will be involved, because everything cloud provider will take care. Remember, these are all from end user perspective, not from you and me DBA perspective. Because as a DBA, we are going to make the end users get these feelings. We are going to maintain the infrastructure. We are going to take care of the security pertaining to the physical network, part of our classes. It is us, you and me. We are going to manage and maintain the storage capacity activities. It's you and me. So, from end user perspective, yes, everything streamlined, easy threat management, various levels of complex to very critical security implementations we can do as a database administrator to get our end user data safe, and support for open source technologies, mainly for big data. Big data mean unlimited amount of data. Very next class we are going to understand certain limitations with respect to OLTP databases, the live regular online transaction processing databases, and the need for big data. There are three popular cloud providers for our SQL database implementations: Azure, Google, and Amazon. Yes, all three have nice support for SQL Server. And out of these, for example, Amazon. AWS. There we have nice SQL database activities we can do. Great benefits with respect to Microsoft SQL concepts. Microsoft SQL Server implementations are possible here. Same way we have implementations with respect to Google Cloud. Then why to go for Azure? Why it is highlighted? I repeat, SQL Server can be implemented by Google, Amazon, and Azure. Then why to choose especially Azure? This is the link I would like to show you. Microsoft SQL Server is on AWS. Microsoft SQL Server is on Google Cloud. Microsoft SQL Server in Azure. Prefer to go for Azure if you are looking for something which is cheaper. Comparatively more secure but cheaper. It doesn't mean others are not secure. Okay, no, we are DBAs. For the cost we are investing to manage, maintain, and monitor the databases in Azure, the cost we are investing to manage and maintain database in Azure is very, very less compared to Google and Amazon. And our customers need it, right? Cheaper, highly secure, easy integrations with machine learning and data science activities. We will be discussing about how as a DBA we need to, and as a DBA what kind of tickets we usually get from data scientist teams, ETL teams, and how to get them resolved. Because Azure is a single planet that has different countries, something like that. Data science country, machine learning state, data engineering country, big data state, and Azure database administration country with a state called HADR concepts and always on. And the main benefit of Azure, Windows and non-Windows platforms are supported. We are going to learn both Windows and Red Hat Linux RHEL implementations for SQL Server. And there are three main environments in cloud. We have SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. What are these? Assume we go to a restaurant. Okay. I'll say table for 4. Here is my dine out, reservation. I'll show it table for 4. Myself, my wife, and my 2 kids. One is studying 6th class right now, another one studying 1st class. Now, in the same school, luckily, nearby school. Now, we'll say table for 4. Let's come back to the actual example. We'll be made to wait for some time, weekends, because we have time only on weekends, right? Usually waiting because we go to a comparatively a better restaurant. We cannot compromise quality. So some cost would be involved. It's fine as long as we get nice quality. Cost is okay. So that there are no other things down the line, right? There should not be any setbacks for the compromise that we do now. Future is important. So here it is. We'll be made to wait for some time. There will be a seating area, waiting area. Then they log my details. Then they make us go inside, right? Table for 4. So a 4-chair table would be there. Ambience, serving plate, water, and cutlery or whatever, right? That is all SaaS, software as a service. We no need to really ask for it. Trust me, this is a perfect example for our understanding of the first example. Very, very first activity we are going to learn. This restaurant would be the perfect example for us. I never ask for all these. I get them by default. That is called SaaS, software as a service. Now let's speak technical. Whenever whenever we log into Azure portal, is that Azure portal? I never ask Microsoft, but I get automatically few services by default: monitoring, cost management, user management, subscription management, etc., etc. And free. Free. I need not really pay anything for monitoring until or unless I need to go for some extra tag alerts. For monitoring, no, there is no extra cost. By default, cost management reporting, no extra cost until or unless I want some kind of customizations. User creations, no extra cost until or unless I want some partner users for our company. That is the example of SaaS, software as a service, Active Directory or Azure Monitor. Active Directory recently called as Microsoft Entra. That is SaaS. Cloud provider will take care. Then what next? Yes, we order some pizza, assume, or some noodles or whatever. They cook it and bring it to us. And what my kid will do? They'll try to attack it. And what my wife will do? Oh, no, no, wait. Then she will take her weapon. You got my point? Her mobile. My experience, okay? My experience. Take your photo, put on Instagram, and start looking at the immediate likes. In the meantime, we do the remaining 20% cloud. What is that? Yes, add some chili flakes if required, right? Put some sauce if required, or fetch for the other add-ons if needed, or separate all the capsicum or tomato or whatever that my younger kid doesn't like actually. So all that remaining 20% cloud. I mean to say, friends, I mean to say here, let's come to the actual example. I mean to say, majority activities, Azure will take care. Remaining things, we need to take. Our course starts here. Very next example. Here we are going to learn something called Azure SQL Server, also called logical server. Remember, logical means no operating system is involved. Next, additional activities like replication, failover, data sync, and always on, they come here. Sorry, I'll put it in a different way. Data sync and something called sync agent, and something called what we call it as DAC, dedicated administration console. In our classes we are going to learn here. We are going to learn something called DDM, dynamic data masking, few policy management activities, etc. So majority server will take, Azure will take care. Remaining we need to take care. For example, here it is. I go to resource. Azure is a grocery shop. The items we create are called resources. Remember, or Azure is the same restaurant you and your family are enjoying. Resources are the items you order in that restaurant. We need to pay for them. Services we don't pay, but resources we have to pay. One such service, the actual fried rice, SQL Server, logical server. Okay, let's put this way. Let's make it simple and straight. What is logical server? It is a serverless environment wherein, what I said just now, serverless means OS less. Just to get some idea, okay? What is that again? Serverless we call, means OS less. That is like a fried rice. Then We'll slowly move on to a beautiful biryani, Hyderabad biryani. Veg or non-veg, your choice, okay? VM, virtual machines. Let's connect the examples carefully. One flavor first, understand few limitations. With more flavors, VM, virtual machine. And this is what I was mentioning few minutes back, Red Hat Linux. So OS will be involved with more add-ons, and this is the place where we need to invest more resources, and we need to decide how to cook it carefully. So we need to decide our infrastructure, we need to decide our operating system, we need to decide our disks, our network, our management, monitoring, security, and antivirus components. This biryani thing is what we call it as IaaS, infrastructure as a service. 50% cloud will take care. Remaining 50% we need to take care. Just like a buffet, they simply get all the items and one side or corner of the restaurant. I need to go there. I need to get my plate full carefully. I need to come back and enjoy them carefully. If required, I need to mix them cautiously. That is IaaS. So PaaS means they serve us. IaaS means we need to get it served ourselves from whatever items available at the shelf. There comes virtual machines. Now, how it is if you have a barbecue? What does it mean? Snacks, they serve. Main course, we need to get it together. That barbecue is nothing but our managed instance. 50-50. This one, friends. This one. As simple as that. So Azure is our next level star hotel wherein we can enjoy everything together. Our course includes all three. One thing, say complete serverless options, logical server we call, complete IaaS, infrastructure as service, and a overview of managed instance with migration concepts. Why only overview? Reason number one, we will separate 1 month course exclusively on managed instance. That much vast it is. That much vast it is. Then why need to have overview? To get the knowledge, to understand what is what and how we can plan to the next level if required. So we have routine DBA activities. I request you to have all these items before you proceed for Azure DBA activities. Left side logical server, right side virtual machines. I mean, one is platform as a service PaaS, other one infrastructure as a service IaaS. For both we have common SaaS, software as a service. I mean to say our course includes all three. SaaS is common ground for one branch PaaS, other branch IaaS, and we need to stem it carefully. That is our actual course. With this information, yes, what we need to do next? We need to make sure we step into SQL first, install SQL Server, install SSMS, and test the connections. Get both servers ready in your computer. Both items, one server, one tool, both items. You may refer to our website. You're already aware of SQL Database Administration. Please make sure you revise the items carefully. If anyone very new to database, I strongly request you Start from chapter 1, basics. Enjoy the core DBA so that we can obviously have more hands-on with Azure, more meaningful hands-on. Make sure you have a credit card or a debit card to activate your free trial. That free trial will be lasting for 1 month. Next question, what I do after 1 month? I always do this way. I log into my bank account. I'll be using virtual credit card. I apply for it. Within 2 minutes, it will be activated, max 5 minutes with OTP and other validations. I'll use it, and after 2-3 days of creating the account, I'll delete it. That's what I have been doing in the past. But now, of course, we're having our commercial activities, so it will be paid account anyway. But that is how I used to do earlier in the past. Of course, now we are having our own paid account because we are using our activities for commercial process. So we are not authorized to use any more trial. So our account would be pay account only. But from your end, you may try the valid, legally valid virtual credit card that your bank is offering. Apply for a virtual credit card. You get it in minutes. You use it. Make sure you are enabling the international transactions to get it validated, and then you may disable it if required. Safe, secure. You can trust your bank. By default, safe and secure. And we can trust Microsoft as well. They'll securely store your card details and all. So undoubtedly, no problem. We can trust Microsoft. Not only Microsoft, even AWS and Google Cloud also need card validations, their security. Make sure you are having your card ready to activate your free trial so that you can happily practice during the classes. And you will be activating your account after the first class in a browser incognito mode. That's another recommendation. So that we need not worry about our browser extensions and other, social media or some other kind of activities. Our lab plan, make sure you have server and tool ready. One more important thing, install a tool called ADS, Azure Data Studio. I repeat again, someone is very new, start from scratch. Our actual class today is for the lateral entries, lateral activity, straight Azure Database Administration on top of your existing knowledge and hands-on with SQL Database DBA activities. Next, let's understand carefully how it is. Let's understand now how to work with it. Number one, what you do? Make sure you install SQL Server and SSMS tool. Number two, ADS tool. What is this ADS tool? We call it Azure Data Studio tool. Like a browser require a website, our Azure components need a wonderful, beautiful tool, a free tool, an amazing tool which can work on any operating system called Azure Data Studio. I shall document this link in the class notes anyway. Make sure you download. It's a lifelong free tool. Just download the tool, install and get it ready. Preferably x64, either Windows or Linux. If you are using Mac, my preference would be universal. Anything is fine anyway, preference. I mean, in terms of better performance for the activities, we are going to learn step by step. Now, what exactly we are going to learn? I said activities we are going to learn, but what activities they are? Let me take you back to one of our screens starting of the class today. Yes, we are into Azure Database Administration. So our activities would be box number 10. 1 and 2, make sure we get them carefully. So here it is. What we are going to learn in this one, number 10. Migrations. Architecture part called DTU, Data Transaction Units, and VPU, Virtual Purchasing Options. Tuning, auditing, security, backups, restores, and virtual machines, and so on, to get into next level detail on my screen. Right from cloud basics to Azure configurations, migrations, and DMA tool, import exports, scaling options, and various tuning activities, HADR, high availability disaster recovery solutions, managed instance, security, masking, virtual machines, Windows clusters, and always on. All green items on the screen or the right side item on the screen, Azure SQL DBA. With this, we'll stop for now. And to recap, here it is. We are into Azure SQL DBA from next class. If you wanted to start from chapter 1 scratch, okay, from the very basics of core DBA, you have regular classes. Because of my time constraint, there are two schedules only, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and other one 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Regular classes that would be usually Monday to Friday and 6 weeks. And for the participants who complete the above core DBA, and for them and the participants who have prior experience, preferably experience or hands-on with core DBA already, for them we have weekend classes. It would be Saturday, Sunday, and 3 to 4 weekends. Let's plan for about 4 weekends. Two schedules, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Sometimes it will be 6:30 to 8. And other one 8 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. to make it clear. And though they are weekend classes, we'll make them daily as well. What does it mean? Let me be very clear in our plan. For example, very next class, we are going to learn about deployments. We'll start with deployments and with migrations. Then weekdays, what you do? Here it is. Weekends, it would be Azure SQL DBA classes as usual, and weekdays, this is more important, comparative operations with on-prem, task based. For example, friends, weekend we'll do something called migration. Okay, here it is. We are into top of course. Let me just scroll down. Chapters 1 to 30 as per the website curriculum is about core DBA. Azure DBA starts from chapter 31. Now, for example, yes, we'll do all the lab configurations and start database, server database deployments. Then a task would be provided Monday, or usually there will be total 5 tasks, so that you can plan it accordingly. 5 tasks will be there. First task would be, what are the differences between local SQL Server and Azure SQL Server? When to use which? Which one you prefer and why? Second task, what are the differences with respect to database deployments? We need them, right? We need the comparative learning, architectural comparisons. That's another reason. Of course, my time constraints, one reason. And to get advantage of that reason, we had this kind of activity that really doing well based on the feedback of our participants all these years. We have comparative learning, how it is in on-prem, how it is in cloud. So weekdays, I'm not going to make you bore. You have some operations to submit on a day-to-day basis, or one mail with all those tasks. Another example, Azure weekend will do something called HADR, backup restores, server failover, data sync, security, but how it is in on-prem. So I need your time at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes on weekdays also to work on our tasks, so that subsequent weekend learning would be more useful, more meaningful. So it is not just a course, it is a knowledge sharing session. Need your support. And apart from this, we are into summary, right? We are into summary. Cloud implementations have 3 different variants: SaaS, software as a service. Okay, I'll get the notes available anyway just to make it clear. PaaS, they come and serve it. Then other one, EAS, we go and serve it ourselves. SaaS, default, seating, ambience, etc. They control everything. We need to just sit and enjoy. Maybe a live cricket match over the weekend. And PaaS, platform as a service. Other one, EAS, infrastructure as a service. This SaaS, we are going to learn something called Azure Logical Server. Please by heart these things. Azure Virtual Machine. And together, these two we have. Together we have something called Azure Managed Instance. Okay, please by heart these things carefully. Then what about SaaS? It's all about Azure metrics, Azure monitor, metrics, security, so on. And finally, I was requesting you earlier few minutes back, make sure you install SQL Server. It's already there with you, happy. If required, please install it. Get it ready. Install the tool. I'll guide you anyway step by step how to install the tool next class. If possible, get it ready. I shall include the download link in the class notes anyway. With this information, we'll stop for now. And what next? Clarifications, questions. We'll be getting it to the next item. I'll be available on LinkedIn, WhatsApp for more clarifications and questions. Glad to hear from you before we proceed with our actual classes.